Hey guys, how's it going? Got another knife video for you. This is going to be my first take on the Boker Anzo collab, the Minos. This is a Anzo designed knife that has been made as a production line by Boker. So it's kind of a collaboration between the two of them. It's based off of one of Anzo's test lab outbreak designs, and I have to say that this is a knife that I've been looking forward to for a while, for probably about 4 or 5 months now, since I first saw it mentioned, and definitely caught my eye back then, and I've been waiting for it ever since, and I had to get it as soon as I saw it. So without further ado, here it is. Let me just talk about the specifications real quick. I'd say a medium-sized, heavy-duty tactical folder, or maybe not as much tactical. Maybe I don't know, just a hard-use folder. It doesn't have a very sharp or very pointy tip, so it wouldn't be great for thrust stabbing and puncturing or whatever. It doesn't have any jimping, so I'd say it's probably just more of a extremely hard use folder, and it's a nice medium size. It's got a almost 7.5 inch overall length with a just over 3 inch, 3.11 inch long blade with a pretty decent cutting edge surface there. You can see it's got a very pronounced belly, which provides a lot of cutting area here on the edge. The entire blade is stonewashed, so you got the blade, the titanium handle scales are all stonewashed. And this is another thing. It's all metal. It's N690, the Boker N690 blade steel, which is kind of their premium end blade steel that they use in pretty much all of their German production knives. It's pretty good steel. Pretty good steel properties. I believe it's relatively similar to S30V. Not entirely sure, I'm not a steel expert, but I believe it stands up to that type of quality. You have extremely thick slabs of titanium here for the handle. It's just absolutely incredible. The blade is 5mm thick, so if you have a Boker Anzo Albatross, it's going to be the same blade thickness, although it does kind of taper down to the point here. But you could still see how freaking thick that point is. So I mean, you can get some hard use out of this thing without having to worry about a tip breaking or anything, because it's definitely still pretty freaking thick down there. And the titanium scales, each scale is 4mm, so each scale is thicker than the average blade, which is pretty incredible. And then you have this beefy ass pocket clip, which is about a 5mm pocket clip. It's the same thickness as the freaking blade. So that's just awesome. I love the look of that pocket clip. It's freaking crazy, and it's just, look how beefy that thing is. But you know what? It feels so good in the hand because of it. It fills up your hands so well. This pocket clip, it doesn't really bother me that much. There's no sharp corners on it, so there's not anything poking into your hand, and it kind of fills in some space here when you create a fist like that. So it actually makes it a pretty nice secured grip. You have the I guess the standard or the Albatross style thumb stud on here. I believe it's reversible. There's a screw in there, just pop it out, switch to the other side, if that's your thing. It's got a very thick 5mm titanium backspacer, which is pretty cool, nice little touch. Goes all the way from the bottom or the end of the handle to about midway. No jimping or anything, like I said, which makes it more streamlined and just you know, I really don't think it needs jimping because it's such a thick, you know, if you're gonna have a thin you know, lightweight blade, you're gonna need some kind of jimping because it's not gonna be, you're not gonna be able to get a great grip on it. But this, the grip is just so, you know, so good, and so, you know, it's just such a thick knife that it affords a very secure grip even without the use of jimping or anything. And the contour here on the bottom of the handle feels really good in the hand. It fits absolutely great. Just a nice grip. I'm sure you've gathered that by now. Obviously, the kind of the main feature of this is going to be this crazy 3D milled, like piping type effect here in the titanium. It's kind of like a maze pattern, and it's absolutely incredible. It's just, it's very thick, so it adds a lot of texture to it, and it's got kind of like a media blast or whatever kind of finish going down inside the grooves here. And then the tops are all the stone washed, you know, natural titanium finish. Yeah. On the back here you can see Anzo knives. It's got a incredible lockup. It's the best lockup I've seen on any knife I've ever owned. It's just stupid early. And I took the thing apart, so it's got a carbonized locked face, which is really nice because normally Bokers are pretty damn sticky, but this thing is just absolutely incredible, and the lockup is just fantastic. And I've seen a couple that have the same lockup, so I think Boker at least got their lockups right on this knife. And I say at least got their lockups right because yes, there are a couple things that kind of disappoint me with this knife. And I don't know, I mean, if this knife cost $150 instead of near $300, I would be just pleased with it. But for $270, which is what I paid for it at Blade HQ, there's a couple cosmetic things that really just bother me that I think should not be there in a knife of this class. So first I'll show you, you can see here in the maze right here, you can see that little coloration there. That's a piece of the I don't know, whatever matte finish they have applied down there. I don't know if it's a sandblasting or some kind of coating, but it actually peeled there. So you can see that the brighter titanium is coming through, and that's just kind of, you know, I don't know, I like my knives to be, you know, perfect. I like to, they're more of collector pieces to me. I mean, if I'm going to beat on a knife, I'll get a relatively cheaper knife. I'm not going to get a $270 knife and beat on it. Even though this one I wouldn't be too afraid to put to use because it's got, you know, a thick stonewash finish that'll pretty much hide any wear. But I mean, that kind of thing right there is something that wouldn't even happen with normal use, you know, because it's kind of protected by the outer part of the titanium here. So you in regular use you wouldn't even have that happen. So to have it like that out of the box is kind of a gripe. And then here on this side of the blade you can see the stonewash is really nice, really great finish. And then for all of you that had the Albatross and you know of the issues with that, with the blade and grind lines and shit, well, look at there. It just kind of aggravates me, you know. It shouldn't be there, especially not for this freaking much money. I I've never had a knife that cost this much money and had some kind of issue like that. You know, the ZT 560s are about this price range. Every single one of them I've handled is just absolutely immaculate in every which way. And to have not only one but two problems, you know, cosmetically over here, then to just have these crazy grind lines. You know, I'm actually even contemplating sending this one into Boker and see if I can get them to replace it. I don't know. I just kind of bummed out. I mean, just it's such a freaking awesome design. You know, Yen Zanzo, this is just a freaking incredible, awesome design, and I wish Boker had done a better job quality control wise with producing this thing, because it is such a freaking awesome knife. And I mean, functionally it's got a nice action, it's got very solid lockup, early lockup, nice materials, nice blade steel, a shitload of titanium. It's got a really nice finish on it. The deep dark stonewash is absolutely awesome. Just a couple minor cosmetic issues that for someone that's really a stickler for that kind of stuff, it's kind of troublesome. But yeah, so that's basically my initial impressions of the Boker Minos. I'm not going to say that I mean, just based on the example of what I have here, I'm sure some other people are going to have the same kind of issues, because like with the Albatrosses, the majority of them were kind of messed up in some manner. So it's really sad, especially since this is a German produced blade and it's one of the high quality ones, and I believe it's one of the most expensive blades that they make. So just to have even one cosmetic issue would be kind of ridiculous, but to have two, I don't know. So I don't know. I mean, if you like it, get it, but I can't guarantee that it's going to be perfect. So buyer beware. No, but it's a cool knife. Alright, thanks for watching, guys.